it's really important that we begin to change the mindset of young people to know that your vote counts.
They don't understand that the legislative arm of government is actually a co-equal arm of government.
We have an incredible amount of potential.
Whatever it is I was doing, because of my personal DNA, it had to be of an international standard.
Which is what, seriously speaking, is all about.
On the show today, we are all about wellness. You know, every season we try to do a couple of stories around wellness. Now, my guest is the inspiration for today's edition on wellness. But the lesson to take away from her life is the fact that she tells me that with information, you can achieve anything. And you know, like we always say on this show, information is power. When people tell you the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step, it sounds like When they say there's no pain, there's no gain without pain, it's like until you live it. Now, when I met her maybe about 11 years ago, when she started her life as a comedian, she was like 3 times the size of what she is today. Not only is she sharing her information with people online, she's living a life that she says she doesn't even recognize herself anymore. Some of you may have an idea of who she is already because I've given it away. She's 3 times less than what she weighed some 3 years ago. We'll take a short break, and I'll come back with my inspiration on Seriously Speaking today of wellness. Yes, welcome back. I'm upstanding this time because I want to watch my guest walk upset, catwalking with the new spells figure that she has. But I'm sure you're wondering, what is this I have in front of me? You know, when you change life, your life changes. Is that a stupid observation? But anyway, if you say you're a wellness person, your life changes. Now, this is what she walks around Lagos with, looking like one, they say, Wiriala show. I wonder what she's going to do to me when she comes on set. Now, she walks around with everything in it. She will explain to us what this is. But first, I want all of you to meet what Lepacious Bose looks like now. Even if you are following her online, it's not the same. Lepacious Bose, enter here. 1, 2, 3. Catwalk. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, stop there, then turn around.
I waited all my life to do this. I feel confident to invite me.
It's nice to see you.
Nice to see you. You know, before you wouldn't have invited me for your show because when I step on this stage, the foundation would have shaken. But now we're fine.
Well, you know you were on my set before.
That time, the foundation was stronger.
Now it's better. But why did you start to do this? Because I'm going to show pictures of, for those who don't know, Lepacious, she shares it. Do you keep some of the clothes you used to wear before?
Yes, actually, if I had known, I would have brought some of them so you just see.
I'll show the pictures. Have no fear. Why did you start to do this?
It's very emotional talking about it because
I have a handkerchief.
because then people are going to really get to understand more. But I was getting to a particular age, and I asked myself that what's it all about? What's
Can
the
you
next
share the
thing?
age? The big 3 years.
More than that. You know, so I was like, what's it going to be about me? You know, because it's you're looking at menopause in front of you, and you're just going on your own and you're doing your stuff, and it looks like that's how you want your life. And it was time to start asking important questions. And as I was asking those questions, one of the very, very funny things was that up until that time, I hadn't seen my period in 2 years.
Wow.
And,
so you thought menopause was approaching?
Yes. And then I would go to the doctors and they would be like, oh, you are fine. There's nothing wrong with you. Your hormones are just not balanced. And then they will now prescribe hormonal pills. And the hormonal pills were making me bigger. And the bigger I got, the more depressed. And the more depressed, the more I ate. Wow. You know, so my life was just spiraling out of control. And I didn't know what to do with it anymore. You know, but I was seriously close to suicide. And
really?
Yeah, I was that sad and that depressed. And it was more interesting because I am a comedian. I come out and I go the whole, oh, wow, everything is perfect. I'm big, beautiful, and sassy, and this and that. And all the other big women in the audience want to root for me. Yes, go Lepacious and that. And you're feeling like, but inside I was dying. And so it was a complex emotion for me. And it wasn't something that was easy for me to discuss with anybody else because I was the only one that knew the web I was caught in. and how I was feeling about it. So it was just time to make a decision. And but I tried so many times and failed. So I didn't know what to do, because I remember a friend of mine telling me that, but boss, I don't know why everybody's celebrating this weight loss. You have always been on one weight loss journey or the other.
Really?
All your life. You're always, all the weight loss tips I know in my life, I heard them from you. The only problem was that you were not consistent.
Absolutely.
You know? So I started thinking, I've done this and failed, I've done this and failed. Then I went to Namibia to spend holidays with my brother, and my nephew walked into the room. I was sleeping, and he said, Auntie Bossy, are you okay? And I said, yes, I was sleeping. He said, I know, and that's why I'm worried. I said, why? He said, you're breathing funny. My nephew was 10 years old. I said, breathing funny? He said, yes. I said, am I snoring? He said, no. You're breathing funny like your heart is about to give up.
Wow.
Like your heart is about to stop.
Stressed.
And I got scared. So I came to wake you up so your heart does not stop while you're sleeping. And in the innocence of a child, in the kindness of his words, it touched me like nobody else has ever touched me before. You know, everybody else had fought me. My parents had fought me. My brother had quarreled with me. People had challenged me, had abused me and everything to lose weight. And I tried to lose weight for everybody. I tried to lose weight so that my brother would love me more. I tried to lose weight so that my parents will appreciate me. I tried to lose weight to keep a boyfriend. I tried to lose weight to, you know, but for the first time in my life, I was going to do this for myself. And I think that's the most important decision I have ever made in my entire life.
Well, you don't tell, because you've tried it several times. Because like I said, these things pile up over a long period.
Yeah.
They don't just shed.
Yeah.
The same way it's going to take a long time for you to shed them.
I tell people that you can't lose weight on your own. That's one thing you can never do on your own. Even if you're not a spiritual person, you're not a Christian, you're not a Muslim, you must connect with a higher power. Maybe a mystic power or something. It's just not something you can
What
do
did you connect
in your
to?
own strength. I connected to God. And that was the first time I would know that I prayed. I prayed, I spent time, I studied the Word. The Word of God had a new meaning to me, you know. Normally I would read the Word of God and I would see something where it says that God has given us the spirit of self-control, and I'll just look at it, okay, self-control. But now I have to start applying it to weight loss. Oh, I have self-control. I can look at this and say I don't want it. I can actually decide it's not time to eat. I can only, you know, so those are the things.
When was the first time you refused the soda?
You know,
Was it easy? I mean, because you lived on sodas.
For me, it was interesting because I found out that information was powerful for me. And so I confided in my brother for the first time that I needed help. So I spoke to a dietitian while I was out of the country, because I also had that whole "you are Lepacious Bose" thing in my head. I didn't want to add, like I said, I'd failed so many times. I didn't want to go to a dietitian in Nigeria. So I did not say, she's my client, she's not serious or something. I didn't want to go through all that. So I wanted to do my thing outside. And, you know, I had one of the first questions I asked was, can I lose weight still drinking soda? I can't imagine, because I have sweet tooth. And she said, no, but we can wean you off gradually.
Oh, okay.
And so she taught me how to do it. And that's why I keep telling people, I don't understand all these drama people make about all these zero products and all that. If you're sure there's a zero product, go for it. Because I was a soda person that I would wake up in the middle of the night, 2 a.m., my eyes still closed, I walk to the fridge, I'll take a soda, I'll drink and go back to bed. I was that bad, you know. But now I weaned off gradually from someone that would take 2 or 3 bottles a day to maybe 1 bottle in 2 days of no sugar. And then gradually I started substituting it with making my own fruit juice. I don't trust packed fruit juice. I juice my